Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with KonoSuba, an explosion on this wonderful world, episode number 3 reaction. Right, so the previous episode, we actually meet Megumin's cat. I think Chomsky was her name, yeah. And we get to see how Megumin met her. It was Komeko who brought the cat to her. And yeah, Megumin made the cat her pet and brought the cat to school, and everyone was like very the cat was very popular amongst everyone. And thank God for that, because Megumin is like, oh, they're going to feed the cat now, my cat's feeding expenses will be taken care of by my classmates. Either way, there was that cat part with the cat, and then there was that trouble with the gargoyles literally coming to life. And the headmaster, like a few other characters like the teacher, the chef, the butler, all of them, the baker, all of them just come in and starts attacking the gargoyle, just destroying the whole village in that process. Like crazy stuff. This is the Crimson Demons we're talking about. They are going to do these type of like outrageous things. So yeah, it was a wild episode. And yeah, I think obviously in the previous episode, Mengu still hasn't given her cat a proper name. I'm guessing she's going to do that in the future, because I think in Konosuba the cat's name was Chomsky or something like that. So yeah, anyways, let's get started. This is episode number 3. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, what's happening here? What? Wait, oh, this is a physical examination. There's a... Oh my god. More compact and environmental friendly. Oh my god, don't go. Megumin. Oh my god. Damn. Give the cat a name. I'm sure like everyone will call the cat by that name from there onwards. Oh my god. Mm. The cat is just getting more and more comfortable here. Oh my god. No. No, oh my. No. Yeah. I, no, that's not cool enough. Oh boy. Which is Chomsky. Huh. Wow. Right. Oh my god, no, don't do that. You're gonna destroy the village. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's keeping all of land by mages. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, maybe there's a new book in here. What? Oh, she's reading the next part. What type of books are. Unfettered law. No! No, no. I don't think anyone wants to be friends with a plant, but. Mm. Wow. Funikoro. That's the other girl's name. Oh, Funifura. Oh, yeah. Funikoro. Oh, that's Dodonko. This is Funifura. They look so similar. That's why. What? They're just playing with her hair. Wow. Oh no. What the? Yeah. Wow, it's actually taunting her. Oh no, I feel like the spider's going to load up your past life. What? Oh no. Need ammo. Oh no, she's gonna. So random. Oh wait, she actually got it. Oh boy. Well, I was never okay. No. What's happening? Oh my god, this guy's back. Let's meet. Let's meet. Yeah. Three readily available. Yeah. Or probably that girl comes here. Soketo, yeah. Oh my god, stop that. Wow. Yeah, I wonder why. Wow. Yeah. We have to report him. Oh no. Wow. Teamwork? What was that? No. Oh my god. Stomp him. Oh, that's Soketo. Why are they for. What? Oh god. Okay, what's going on here? You don't have any money. What are you saying? Oh god. This is going to be a disaster. Oh, she's training here, I think. Okay. Oh wow, she's gonna. I feel like. What the hell? Why? Alright, what? What? Oh my god, I feel like Soketo will be more than enough to take care of Union. Yes, it is. Yeah, I guess. Oh, cooler alternative. Oh my god, what the. What? Oh, wait, what? I don't think that's why. Okay. I knew it. Like, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not why he used that. Yo! Oh, I feel like She'll get the feeling. So, yep, there you go. Yeah. Well, yeah. After doing that, all right, let's hear it. Yeah. Oh my god. Ambush me. Oh, oh my god. What the? Is that a bear? What is that? There's some weird creatures in this village. What's happening? One punch bear. Yeah. Oh my god, here comes the one punch bear. Yeah. All right. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was self-destructive. Oh no, she's pissed. She's going to kill you now. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, whatever. What? Yeah. Oh no, it'll be something very stupid, I feel like. What is it going to be? Um, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I guess she kind of peeked in, so her face was reflected in it. So, does it work like that? I don't think so. Well, yeah, that doesn't help. Oh my god. Really? Oh god. Probably not. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Makes sense. Oh, there you go. That is why. Oh my god. That's why nobody's. Mm, yeah, probably in a weird way. True. Wow. Yeah, because her family. Grand ambitions. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh god. Great. Yeah. Oh, okay. Come on. Yes. Oh lord. Great. Yeah. Come on. She's probably gonna follow her. There you go. Yeah, they have each other. Wait. Oh my god. Yeah, come on. Yeah. By a fist fight. Oh! Kuro is here. Yeah. Why did they why did the translation ink? What? Why did it translate by ink? Kuro is black, isn't it? They couldn't have just I don't know. There you go. She herself brought it up now. Oh, she has left. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, that is it. So, this episode, we begin with a physical examination. It's crazy how like they're like using magic to kind of like measure, and I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense because they can use magic. They don't need any type of physical measurement like devices. They can just use magic. And I love how Megwin, the first thing he does is goes and slaps Union just like like she did in Konosuba. And oh god, and they'll start calling like the little cat as Megumin because Megumin hasn't still named it. So everyone's just like, oh Megumin, you're so fluffy. Oh Megumin, you're so cute. Oh Megumin, here's your food. And like just kind of calling the cat Megumin. And then cat is also kind of pretty chill with the name, like the cat was also like I think the cat probably got used to the name. But obviously our like the real Megumin, she's like she's feeling weird because they're literally calling the cat Megumi. Like imagine like having your dog have the same name as you and people calling the dog by your name. How weird that would be. Like that'll be a weird feeling. So Megumin is like I just love how the people are just feeding the cat and they're just so happy looking at the cat just eat. And yeah, it is true. Like I like Megumin said, like she really don't have to think about the feeding expenses for the cat. Everyone else will feed it. It's so beloved, and people just want to see like the cute expressions that the cat makes. So they're just feeding it like like just yeah just taking care of the cat. But Megumin is not happy because the cat, they're literally calling the cat by her name. Yeah, so I love how the cat has made itself so comfortable. You see like the next scene we see the cat is just like laying down on the table. Just like after eating, it's probably just tummy is full. Just like laying down there, and Megumin just grabs it like this, and she's like she's like, what the hell, why are you like why are you calling it Megumin? And like everyone's like, but like we're pretty used to Megumin now, she's the cat has warmed up. And the Union is like, yeah, like look at this, like, and I can even hold the cat now, like it's not like, it's warmed up to me as well. And one of the most outrageous thing Union says here is that, oh, like it feels like the cat is like used to the name. So what at this point, I feel like it was better if that you change your name, Megumi. One of the most outrageous things. So Megumin's pissed after that, but by the end they realize, they're like, all right, you know what? Fine, let's give it a name. So the I think Union gives the name Kuro. So now I don't know why they translated it as ink. I generally don't understand why they translated it like this. Why ink? Like because ink is black, is that why? But not necessarily ink is black. There's blue ink as well, or red ink. So I don't know. Like, but I'm guessing that's why they translated it as ink. Or is that how it is in the light novel? Like I'm genuinely curious. Like is the translation, localized translation of the cat's name Ink in the light novel? Is that why they named they kept it the same here? Because she calls her Kuro, and Kuro means black. So I guess that's why Ink, but I don't know. It's a weird translation. Anyways, so it's one of the most basic of basic names. That is why Megumin and none of the others are really happy about it, because they're the Crimson demons. They are supposed to make everything cool, and but either way, Megumin, everyone's like, all right, fine. It's very simple name. It's okay. And Megumin is like, yeah, it's Kuro for the time being. But when I'm going to make the cat my familiar, I'm going to change the name. And we pretty much know what she names the cat later on, Chomske. And yeah, and it kind of makes sense because I remember in Konosuba, I think in Konosuba, she's the one who named the cat. Like the name of the cat was established first in Konosuba because I remember, yeah, like her suddenly calling the cat Chomsky, and Kazuma was like, "What type of name is that?" I think there was like an interaction like this or something like that. So I think like she named the cat in Konosuba. While here, I was wondering like what name will the cat have here if she named the cat in Konosuba. So here it's a temporary name like Kuro. That's it. And later on, she decided to give the cat a proper name. Anyways, so excuse me. After that, we get to see that, yeah. Oh, before that, the teacher said that they're going to have some like like self study because some creatures got like out or something. They'll be busy with that. So yeah, they like Dodonko, Funifura. They're like doing like self study, and she's like, oh, like self study doesn't really give points, so it's kind of useless. I feel like it's just waste of time. And they're kind of talking to each other. She asks Arduia that, oh, have you like like raked up all the skill points for advanced magic? And like she's Arya's like, no, like I still haven't. And everyone's like, but Megumi must have had, because Megumin is like the best student in this school, which is kind of like interesting because I never really got like that feeling before, like and didn't even know about it in Konosuba or the movie, because in the movie she comes here, nobody really, or maybe they mentioned it. Like the fact that Megumin is like the top student is very surprising. Like I never really got that vibe from her, but it is. She is the best student here, like the top student, and just after her is Union. So yeah, and I think it kind of makes sense as well because as we can see that she definitely needed the maximum amount of skill points to gain explosion magic, since it's such a high level magic that you need like so much points. And to do that, to reach that level, she probably needed to train the most and work the hardest to gather so much points. Like even Arwe didn't get like enough points, still hasn't really raked up enough points to get an advanced magic, while Megumin just got like the explosion magic, which is one of the top tier magics. So that this kind of shows that how much she probably trained and studied to gain that much amount of skill points just to dump it all in explosion magic. And yeah, which like and that is why it makes sense why she is the top student. So you can see she's like reading all the books and everything, and she's like, oh, all the books I've read here. And then she comes up with a story called The Unfettered Lord. So she's like, oh, this is interesting. And she comes to Union and she's like, oh, give me your book, the next part you're reading. So the first book that she hands Megmin over is a weird book. It's called, what is it called? Fish Are Friends. Oh my god. So she's reading a book about fish friends because she doesn't really have any friends. Megumi is like, are you really that desperate that you want to make friends with fishes and plants? Because the next book she literally recommends is like plant. What was it called? Like the. Just a minute. Uh, Cacti have hearts too. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. She's literally reading books about making friends with plants and fishes. Oh no! And Megumin's like, at least keep it to mammals, Like no, I love how she doesn't even say human beings. She's like, at least keep it to mammals. Anyways, so yeah, she gets the next part of the Unfettered Lord, and like all of this is happening, and yeah, while this is like going on, while Megumi is talking to Union, in comes Dodonko and Funifura, and they're like, oh, you're reading these type of books again, like, and if you want friends that bad, we can be friends. And like Union is like, oh, will you really? Like, she's just almost crying. Now you can see here, obviously, again, like we've seen this in the previous episode as well, like Megumin wants to kind of interact and become friends with her in her own weird way, but all the time, like, something or the other happens, like, like I think in episode 1, Arue comes in and asks Union to, like, be partners with her for the exercise, the training exercise. In episode 2, it was Funifura and Dodonko. In this episode as well, Funifura and Dodonko comes and asks her to partner up. So every episode, whenever Megumin somehow tries to, like, talk to Union or, like, become friends with her properly, some kind of weird obstruction comes in. And the same happens in this episode as well. And this is Union we're talking about. She just gets distracted instantly. And as we know, Megumin is a type of character who, like, is very subtle with her, like, like her feelings, and very doesn't really, like, express them much. Whenever in these type of situations, whenever she tries to express them and some kind of obstruction comes in, she just goes back again. And that's exactly what happens here again. Like as soon as Funifura and Dodonko comes in, Megumin just stops talking. It really doesn't say much. And obviously Union is dense. She doesn't understand. She gets excited by, like, just the name, just the word friend. She gets excited from that. So obviously when Dodonko and Funifura is like, oh, we can be friends, she got completely distracted and sidetracked over there, completely forgetting about Megumin. And Megumin, like I said, just suppresses herself and, like, goes back a few, like, steps. Either way, after that, you can see that Dodonko and Funifura is, like, doing her hair. I don't know what type of hair they were, like, like they just put in like a bunch of rubber bands in her hair. Like, that was a weird hairstyle. I don't know. But anyways, Union was having fun because probably the first time any friend has, like, is doing her hair for her, so she's having very, like, nice time. And, like, Funifura and Dondonko were talking about some weird, like, like their future, like, their future boyfriend or something like this. I think Funifura was like my past life or something she was talking about. Like, these girls, they're all so crazy. This just talks about so much weird stuff. Like, okay, you know what? Let me just read this conversation here. This is some crazy conversation is going on. Okay, anyways, I'm pretty sure that guy is into me. But the thing is that there's this guy from the past life I have promised to be with if we are reborn, right? So wouldn't that be like cheating? And the other girl is like, I think this is Dodonko, isn't it? Oh, it's fine. I came up with a scenario where my Prince Charming is imprisoned at the bottom of the deepest dungeon. I mean, I'm pretty sure he is there. And I want to learn magic fast so I can go and save him. What? What is this conversation? And Union is just like, alright, apparently this is a conversation that we have with friends. And they ask Union what's, like, your type. And she's like, oh, mine is very simple, just like a person who like talks to me and listens to me when I talk. Like the basics of the basics. She's just oh. Now, while all of this is happening, Megumin suddenly confronts a spider. A spider comes in and starts suddenly taunting her. I don't know why. And Megumin, like gets pissed off, uses like a rubber band to attack it, but it just dodges it. And then Megumin is so pissed off, she goes, grabs Union's hair, pulls off the rubber band, and strikes the strikes the spider down. Obviously, Union is angry. Union's like, oh, this is like the first time any person and like a friend of mine has done my hair, and you took the rubber band out. And she's like, I was planning to keep this like this forever. And Funifura's like, okay, that's too heavy. Your feelings are too heavy. Anyways, while all of this is happening, suddenly Bukorori comes in with his usual, he has learned teleportation magic. and everyone just cringes at, like, like whenever he comes in. Obviously people are not comfortable with him, and they ask him that, oh, like, like, since you've learned teleport magic, like, shouldn't there be some already, like, established place? How were you able to come here? And he tells a weird story about Soketo. Okay, so why the library? He says, like, oh, nostalgia mostly. I used to suddenly check out the books that I knew Soketo had checked out. Oh my god. And she's quite an enthusiastic learner, you see. So, in addition to fortune telling books, she reads self improvement and romance novels. And I love how all the girls are like, ugh, like just cringing. And a few titles I'd be embarrassed to mention out loud. Oh my god. One day she suddenly stopped visiting the library. It seems she was heading into the woods to train every day, so I started doing the same. But of course, my other teleport location is in front of her house. Um, I can't exactly go inside after all. Oh my god, wow. One of the girls says, like, wait, he's a stalker? We've gotta tell someone, report him. And everyone starts coming and throwing the books at him, like piling it on top of him. And oh my god, he's just like, this guy is just, oh, wait, what can I even say? He's a character. Now Megumin is like, oh, I knew, like, Bukuri from, like, my childhood, so yeah, he's kind of like this. And like Union's like, oh, maybe because you know him from his childhood, maybe you're a little bit, like, more forgiving towards him. And she's like, nope, definitely not. So, and then after that, Megumin and Union not follows, but goes along with Bukorori and starts, like, checking out. He starts checking out Soketo just on in front of her, like, uh, house, like sweeping. And oh my god. So he's like, what can I do here? Like, all I can do is, like, just, like, follow her and stalk her. So Megumin is like, just, like, like, she's a fortune teller. Just go and ask her to tell you a romantic fortune for you and make a connection like that. And he's like, as if I have money for that. And I'm a NEET. I don't have money for that. And then he's like, all right, fine. Like, can you help me out, Megumin? I'll feed you. And she's like, oh, Komeko's, like, like a potion as well. And he's like, yeah, definitely. Like, after I get enough money. So a future investment. Now, Megumin comes up with a plan. A Union will be, like, putting on like a paper bag and is going to, like, go and threaten Soketo while Bukori comes in and saves the day. That's the gist of it. Like, obviously Union is not happy about this. She's like, what the hell is this type of a, like, like this plan? And she's like, okay, wait a minute, what does she say? No, okay, wait a minute. I think Union comes up with, like, a decent plan. Oh yeah, she says, okay, she says that I just don't see the need. Beating monsters in this area offers a pretty high bounty. So earn money like that and go, like, make a fortune telling. Ask her for tell your fortune. And Megumin and Booker is like, nope, that's not cool enough. So there you go. Everything, like, it's just needs to be cool. These are the Crimson Demons. And oh my god, Bukorori gives them, like, some kind of, like, a special glasses to, like, to kind of keep an eye on him, because he turns invisible and he goes in. And I'm like, that spell is definitely not for protection. Yeah, and exactly, that's what he does. He just starts sneaking around, trying to get, like, a peek. And Soketo immediately realizes someone is keeping an eye on her and just whacks him with the stick. So after that, like, he's like, he's confronted with Soketo, and Soketo's like, oh, I understand, like, you hate me, don't you, like, you always try to bother me, like, I've come to the forest to train, you're still bothering me over here, like a whole misunderstanding. Now, like, Buko is like, no, I definitely, that's not what I'm doing here. And then in comes One Punch Bears. I'm like, what is this? Like, the muscular bears come in, and like, Megumin hides behind Yun is behind Soketo, and Bukori is in front of Soketo. Bukori is like, don't worry, I'll protect you. And to protect them, he does like a flame spell. It's an advanced magic, which means obviously it's kind of difficult to control. So Soketo is also like, just goes inside the flame and gets involved in it, and yeah, she's pissed off. So later on, Bukori tells everything, and not everything. Like, he says like, oh, I want to get some fortune telling done, and she's like, why didn't you just say so? I could have just given you at least one session for free. Like, and look, she's like, all right, fine, come. Like, you did help me by the end of it, so yeah, come. I'll read your fortune, like, the romantic fortune. And now here's the thing. A few things happens from here this point onwards. First of all, the thing about Bukorori is like, I feel like he's just a like, what can I say? Crimson Demons, everyone's weird, in their own way. So like, the fact that Bukorori is also weird like this doesn't really surprise me. But I don't know why, but in this episode, after seeing him interact with Soketo and everything, I did kind of feel that maybe he really is serious, because at first in season two, like episode 2 of this, of this show, the previous episode, like, when he was like talking about Soketo and everything, I was like, oh, this is literally a gag character, like a funny gag character. He's just going to be like like it'll be like a running joke, like, oh, he's the Soketo stalker and everything, and nothing much will happen. It'll be just like that, and he's not really serious that much. He's just a gag character. That's how I thought it would be. However, this episode kind of goes more deep into the whole, her and his and Soketo's relationship, and by the end, I was like, you know what? Yeah, like, the fact that he's this weird is just because he's a Crimson Demon. He's kind of weird in his own way, and like, and there's another thing that he genuinely wants to kind of, I don't know, like, get together with Soketo. Just the way he's doing it is like weird. So if he and Soketo actually interacts, which they did here in this episode, by the end of it, I got the feeling that maybe there is a chance, if he actually changes himself. First of all, he needs a job. That's number one, like Megumin said. And then number two, change the way he interacts with Soketo. Like, stop being weird. So then, like, it feels like because in the situation, in the sections when he was not being weird, her and his and Soketo's conversations seemed natural, and it was kind of fine. So like in episode 2, I was fully under the impression that this is just going to be a gag character. There'll be this whole running joke of him being Soketo's stalker, and that would be it. But no, this episode, I feel like there is a chance he might actually, and there was also hints given after that, because like I said, what happens from this point onwards is something weird happens. For example, Soketo's like, all right, I'm going to see your fortune, and this crystal ball is there, and she's like, the person's face will come up over here, and like she tries to doing it, and no one's face comes in. So, okay, Soketo's surprised. Soketo's like, oh, that's odd. Everyone usually has at least one person who appears, and like, kind of misunderstanding the whole thing, and kind of thinking like, oh, I'm worthless, I don't have anyone for me. Bukori just runs away. Now, then a few things happens after that, which kind of hints that this was like a way of showing that Soketo might be the actual destined partner for him. Because here, the things that she says after this is like, What's that part? Alright, the first thing she says is like, as much of a failure as he is, he seems like kind of interesting. Alright, and then, okay, Union says, have you ever read your own fortune, Soketo? Okay, she says, like, fortune tellers cannot predict their own future. When it comes to my own fate, the crystal ball won't show anything. Here you go. This is a huge hint. So she says like anything related to her will not appear. Her future you cannot see. Now they tried predicting Bukorori's future, which is like, oh, who will be my destined partner? Nobody's face came in, which definitely implies that it's either like no one is there for him, no destined partner, or it's Soketo. Because, like Soketo says, like anything related to her will not come on the crystal ball. So, the fact that nothing came on the crystal ball kind of gives a hint towards that. Like, just because her future cannot be seen, her face did not come in, and like both of them misunderstood and thought that, oh, there's no one for Bukori, while that was definitely not the case. It like it's probably Socket though. So this is why I'm saying like like they kind of hinted by the end that it's actually her. But yeah, like if either that or there's really no one for him. So yeah, that is why I'm saying like I actually thought this would just be like a gag joke of, oh, I'm Soketo stalker and it'll just be like a thing. But turns out no. And like I said, when he was not being weird, their interaction was genuinely fine. They interacted pretty okay. I feel like they like when they were having a conversation and everything, like normal conversation, he was not being weird. And she herself even says that, oh, like he seems a little bit weird, but like like by talking to him, I got the feeling that he is also kind of interesting. So yeah, like he just needs to change himself, get a job, and stop being weird. So everything hopefully will work out properly. Now, okay, now here another thing Union kind of says here, which is kind of interesting. All right, Union says like, I'm just struck by how sometimes you really have to put things into words. Now, this is a very significant like statement that she makes here, because this makes her realize, and also Megumin realize, because Megumin was looking at her, that they need to bring whatever they want to tell the other person, like they need to bring that out. They need to verbally say that. Otherwise, no one will understand. You know, the fact that like Megumin, like I said, always kind of backs down whenever like someone comes, like, whenever she's talking to Yun and probably like planning on teaming up, someone comes in and she immediately backs down without saying what she wants to say. Like she probably would want to say something like, "Oh, like if you are really lacking a teammate, why not join up with me?" But as soon as someone comes in, she just backs down and doesn't really bring that out. Like for Union's like like situation, Union is also, I guess, kind of like that, because we've seen so many times where she hesitated to say something, like and it never really progressed after that. So that is why Megumin and Union's relationship is so weird. Like it's like a very weird type of a friendship where Union always is like a self-proclaimed rival, which is definitely the reason why she like calls herself the self-proclaimed rival for Megumin, is because she wants to be friends with her. Like that is literally the case. I don't think she wants to be her rival or whatever. She just wants a connection with her, and this is her way of just like just expressing that. And she cannot really be honest and tell that I want to be friends with you. That's why she's always like, oh, I'm your rival. Because if she's her rival, she at least has a connection with her. So this also makes Union realize that whatever I am thinking, I need to actually properly say it. And that's why she said that over there. And Megumin also realizes that she needs to work on the social aspect from her side as well. Like it's like that saying, it takes two to tango. I think that's the saying, like, so that type of thing. Like there needs to be like both, like like from the both sides there need to be like a interaction. Like so yeah. Now it's a good thing that the scene after that we kind of see where Union and Megumi actually both express themselves, because what happens after that is like Megumi and Union are just sitting down, and Megumi is like, "Oh, Bukori," like like he at first what he needs is like a job, and he also needs to like like he promised me a meal and Komeko a meal as well. So because of that, now Union says like, "Oh, you always talk about food. Don't you think of something else, like maybe like a destined partner, fated someone, someone who would like to date?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't have that type of like time for tomfoolery. I have way grander ambitions." And like Union is like, "Oh, you're just saying that." And Mingwin's like, "All right, you know what? For like like for conversation's sake, like even if there's someone like that, like if I were to fall for someone, I'd sure he'd be a dashing, peerless hero." And Union's like, "I wouldn't be too surprised if you ended up with someone very normal." So interesting conversation they have here, because like we do know what happens in the future, with the whole thing with Kazuma and everything, especially in the movie. So yeah, turns out Union was right. Oh boy. So alright, then they again get like like self study or whatever, and the teacher comes and says like, "Oh, pair up because there's like some trouble going on." So here, like I said, Megumin and Union, both of them are like just sitting there, and like Union said previously, they need to be actually express what they want to say, otherwise nothing will progress. So Megumin is like, "Oh, if you insist." And as soon as she says that, in comes Kunifura, and she's like, "Oh, Union, you probably headed home alone, right? Come with us." And Megumin just, like I said, just steps back and leaves, because that's what she usually does. She wants to kind of express herself, but always, at that like appropriate time, like something happens, some kind of obstruction comes in, and she kind of backs down completely and just leaves. So it's a good thing that Union at this time actually didn't really go with them and actually followed Megumin. And she's like, "Oh, Megumin, stop!" And Megumin's like, "Why? Weren't you going to go with them?" And she's like, "No, but you're going alone. That is why." And then obviously Megumin, typical Megumin, she's like, "Oh, I don't need anyone's help. Like I'm the top student of this place." And they start having a little bit of a like back and forth, and in comes Kuro. And it was funny where like Kuro comes in and they thought like it was a monster or something, so both of them kind of goes into defense mode. That kind of shows both were ready to like protect each other. But either way, they're like, "Oh, it's just Kuro." And yeah, in the end, Megumin was honest. Like Megumin became more honest, and she's like, "Let's just walk home together. We can pick something to eat on the way." And then Yunu starts being like, "Oh, I'm sure you want to like you want me to pay for the food, don't you?" Like and just starts like griping about stuff. So Megumin's like, "All right, fine, I'll just leave." Tries to leave, and she's like, "Oh, okay, fine. Like the rivalry will be on hold now. From tomorrow we'll resume our rivalry. I'm going to go with you." And she follows her. So it's a good ending, because like Union said, both of them needed to be more honest with their feelings and actually express what they wanted, which like none of them did it. Yeah, like all the time, whenever a situation would come where Megumin and Union would interact, somewhere there's some type of obstruction comes in, immediately Union gets distracted and Megumin backs down. So the conversation never progresses. They're always in this like stalemate where each tries to kind of like interact with each other more. Immediately obstruction comes and Megumin backs down, Yun gets distracted. Like this happens more and more and more. So, in this episode, after like talking with Soketo and like like kind of realizing everything, realizing the fact that like Soketo might be actually Bukori's destined one, Union realizes that you need to express yourself more, you know, uh, and which Bukori never did. And he just does some weird stuff. Like if he just like directly confronted Soketo, a lot of things could have changed. So Union realizes that, and she applies that to her and Megumin's situation as well, where they actually try to talk more in this episode. Even in the end, where Funifura and Dodonko comes in and Megumin just leaves, Union followed her and tried to progress the conversation. Megumin also progressed the conversation back from her side, where Megumin said, "All right, fine, let's go together." And yeah, that is where it ended. So good episode, and yeah, it's nice seeing like all these characters, like these characters who we never would have gotten to meet in Konosuba. Like getting to see them here, it's very nice. And I'm kind of thinking, like this gives me the idea, like it would have been really good. Like this is like a Megumin spin-off. It would have been so interesting if like Darkness also had a spin-off, and Aqua also had a spin-off. Like I would have loved to see Darkness's childhood. Like what type of crazy stuff she was up to. Like we know what type of character Darkness is. So I do wonder what her side of the story is. Like just like how we're seeing Megumin here interacting with her friends, Darkness there interacting with the people over there. It would have been nice if she had a spin-off as well. And for Aqua, I feel like Aqua would probably just be Aqua, just on her throne eating potato chips, just sending people to the afterlife, and unless and until Kazuma comes in and just drags her with him. So yeah, I feel like Aqua's story would be very very basic, and nothing much would happen because that's all she did, you know. Uh, but Darkness, I feel like there could have been a spin-off story for Darkness, you know. And the main question, why is she like this? Why is she this, but anyways, I kind of got distracted. So yeah, that was it. That was my reaction to episode number 3 of Konosuba, an explosion on this wonderful world. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Konosuba. So until then, goodbye and have a nice day.